two guys.
A map.
And no place to go.
I have another place to go. Do you have a place to go?
I don't know where to go. We're here.
I've been told to go places before, but this is school.
You've gone plenty. I would like to first a shout out to Mr. Duda here, Chief Duda, U.S. Navy. It's Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you very much for your service. That shows a lot of commitment, dedication, patriotism, the whole works. It's an honor to be here with you today. So, kids, we're here to help you study for your test on
European history and environmental problems.
So we're going to be
That could be a problem.
That could be, but it's not going to be. I've got the study guide that gave you guys in class. Can kind of help you run through here. You can use this to fill in the answers, help you review information that you might have forgotten. We're going to start, Mr. Duda, with World War I.
World War I. Okay, I'm
ready.
Our
causes
I'm a doughboy.
World War I. You are a doughboy. Okay, so remember, we have four main causes.
Well, one of the causes, they were shooting at each other.
We've got, that's right. Well, what led to that? We've got an M, an A, an I, and an N in Maine.
Don't sink the Maine.
So,
no, wrong
it's different war.
Don't
ignore that. So, the M is for militarism.
Militarism. We got it. We want it. We want to show you.
Right.
We want it, all
So militarism is the belief that we're going to keep building up your military. Let's make it big and bad and powerful. And it's the belief that you should.
Oh no! You sank my battleship.
We don't have a battleship.
Oh. Okay.
So it's the belief that it's appropriate to use your military to get what your country
wants. Paid for it, you want to use it.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, what's the
We've
A?
got an A.
A.
Alliances. Hey, if I go to war, I got this guy on my side, right?
Yeah.
And we got those guys on our side.
Yeah.
So alliances brought in other countries from around the world and colonies from around the world and caused what could have been a small war to be a massively huge war.
That's correct.
We've got now, what letter next?
I.
We've got imperialism.
Imperialism.
There's the imperial German helmet right there. So imperialism is having colonies. When countries take land over and make it into colonies. And so it had the effect of causing bad feelings between different countries because they've been competing for colonies, especially in Africa and Asia, and they didn't really like your country got some colonies, my country wanted. Germany was jealous of the British and the French. They're like, hey, you guys got all the great places. What is this? And also imperialism factored in when you look at where the first shot was fired down there in Bosnia, right? Assassination. That was a Bosnian Serb nationalist who wanted to...
Black hand.
Yeah, the Black Hand group.
Black Hand group.
Who wanted Bosnia to be free of Austria-Hungary and wanted them to join Serbia. So, all right, that I kind of already talked about nationalism. In the end, nationalism. We've got, hey, rah rah, go my.
We're number one. We're the best. We're
yeah.
Don't hide behind the flag.
And it's more than just that. It's also the belief that really what your country wants is all that matters.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to negotiate with other countries.
Okay.
Okay, so we have that assassination that triggered World War I.
Right.
We have the who, what, when, where, and why. So who? It was a Bosnian Serb nationalist, right? We could say Serbian nationalist. We have what? There's an assassination. The Archduke and his
wife Sophia.
Right.
Princess? Was this
what did she do to anybody?
Princess? Yes.
We have and where it happened in Bosnia and why. Again, they're protesting that the Austrian-Hungarians were controlling Bosnia, and they wanted to be free of that. Now, this brings us very rapidly into the Russian Revolution. So, Russia.
Mother Russia.
Nice. So Russia was mainly a very poor country. It was a country with many millions of very poor people. You see, very sad about it. And they were upset because they wanted peace, bread and land. They wanted peace. They wanted out of
World War I.
Because they were getting killed.
Yeah, well,
and wounded. It was
it happens
really
in
awful.
war.
Right,
It's,
and Russia was not doing well in the war
No.
at all. They wanted bread because people were very poor, and a lot of them were very hungry. They were on the verge of starvation, and it didn't seem that their czar, their king, was really doing anything to help them out. And then finally, land. They'd like to own some land. You should have lived on somebody else's land. So that's kind of what that was about. Oh, right. We have, and of course, they have the Communist Revolution. Lenin took charge. Lenin's right over here. Lenin with a party hat. There we go. And he...
Not to be confused with John Lennon.
No, not the Beatle. Not the Beatle. So, Russia becomes communist. They have the revolution. They become communist. The Tsar is out. Yeah, they killed the Tsar and his family.
Yeah.
Seems a little bit excessive, doesn't it?
Yeah, I got the job.
We have, and communism. Basically the idea we're going to have a society without classes. There's not going to be an
I like going to class.
that's not an upper class, lower class, middle class.
What about third
Everybody's
period?
going to be the same. Different kind of class.
Oh, different class.
Right. And so a lot of Russians like this idea because everybody is going to supposedly share in the wealth equally, right?
Yeah, equal.
It just turned out some people were more equal than others, right? As
Yes.
government officials. All right, but a lot of Russians being very poor, they like the idea of everybody gets something. What were the three major effects of the Russian Revolution? Tsar Nicholas was, do svidaniya, he's out of
Good
there.
night.
We've got Russia pulled out of the,
WW1.
yeah, World War I, for those of you who might be confused. And Russia became a communist country known as the Soviet Union. Flags can be so difficult.
CCP.
Yeah, CCCP.
You have to go pee?
No,
Oh.
3 C's.
Oh.
So, we have,
Sounds like me and
how did the Treaty of Versailles and a worldwide economic depression, you're very distracting, you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, how did the Treaty of Versailles, a worldwide economic depression, help the Nazis come to power?
Well, the Treaty of Versailles, they just pushed Germany down so far.
And a lot of Germans were very upset
Yeah,
about it.
it wasn't
weren't
fair.
they?
I
Right,
mean,
we're going to talk about the major terms of it momentarily. So very unhappy, and the worldwide economic depression had them very poor. It's like the Great Depression in the U.S. was basically a worldwide thing that started in Europe beforehand. So Germans were really upset, and of course Hitler and the Nazis say, hey, vote for us, we have the answers, we'll make all this better, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people went for it, and regretted that later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 4 major terms of the Treaty of Versailles that we learned about in our
DBQs?
BQ.
I'm looking for my lost land. Have you seen my lost land?
Yes, that land that was lost, land got taken away.
Lost land? Okay.
We also have our military restrictions.
No, this guy can't play.
He can't play.
Nope.
The army was made to be small. The whole military was made to be very small so that Germany could never rise up and start another war. Well, that was the idea anyway. Oh, yes. Germany was forced to pay reparations payments in excess of $100 billion.
Out of the ear.
Out your ear. There we go.
Money out the
It
ear.
was a ton of money. And finally, Germany was shamed. They were told, they were given the war guilt clause to sign, saying that, yes, you guys, it was all us.
Sign your agenda for doing this. You are bad news.
So, all right. So basically, it was humiliating to them.
Uh-oh. Cameo.
What was that?
He's a cameo.
Okay, that's Spiky the Wonder Monkey, by the way,
Spiky the
kids.
Wonder Monkey who made
He
a
had
cameo.
not reared his
And he
head
knocked
yet.
the
He's
camera
here.
off, too.
So, we've got propaganda. No, propaganda is biased and often misleading information used to promote a political cause.
Yeah.
We've got the propaganda being used by the Nazis. We had them making posters and visuals to show wealth. This is kind of propaganda in a way for our side, right? And they basically would make the Nazis look
Good.
great, yeah. Like they're the ones who are going to save the day, and of course they were also used to make Jewish people and people they didn't like look really bad. And so they used that to try to influence people to vote for them. All right, pre-existing prejudices pre-existing prejudices against
Jews,
Jewish people.
gypsies.
Right, that was the big one, and gypsies too. But Hitler's two favorite groups to blame for most everything that went wrong were Jews and communists. And he tried to lump the two together, even though it's not quite right there. But he knew that a lot of Germans and a lot of Europeans already were prejudiced against Jews at this time, and he took advantage of that. And when he blamed the Jews for the problems, he said that he gave them a message that a lot of them were like, "Oh yeah, I believe that." So it was an very evil, clever in an evil way thing to do. All right, events that led up and contributed to the Holocaust. We started off small, right? They took away Jewish people's
land and property and
their
everything,
rights.
their rights as citizens, and made them just
Right, take away their rights, take away their citizenship, and then gradually it worked its way all the way to the Holocaust. All right, we've got a Cold War now.
no, we don't.
I didn't bring my heavy coat, did you?
You can't fool me. It's not cold. It's actually a hot war. War's hot, not cold.
Well, this war, though, it did have hot moments, but
Yeah,
we have
see?
these two countries. We have the role of superpowers.
Superpowers! What am I supposed to, what?
We have the Soviet Union on one side and the United States on the other. Where's your American flag here, Mr. Dude?
I always have my American
So at
flag.
the
man.
end of World War II, we've got these countries. They've emerged as the most powerful countries on Earth. They have nuclear weapons pretty soon. Well, the U.S. already has, and the Soviet Union will get them down the line. We have, they are going to be in this struggle. They have their allies on their side. They've got Eastern Europe they're controlling. We have the British and the French and others, and our buddies in Canada. And we have a fight between these beliefs about how the world should best be run. It starts with how Europe should be run. Should it be a democracy? Should it be communist? Should it have free market capitalist economy? Should it be communist, where the government decides what you can buy and what the price will be? So, and then the Berlin Wall. We've got the Berlin Wall. You have the Berlin Wall right there, Mr. Dude. He made his own Berlin Wall. How thoughtful. So, the Berlin Wall split West Berlin off from Eastern Berlin, and it restricted East Germans from being able to leave to go to the West, because so many of them were leaving. And so the Soviets, and they had this thing built along with the East German communists, had it built to keep East Germans from leaving. It was embarrassing. If communism is the best way, why are they leaving, right?
True that.
It doesn't make any sense. And so, but in 1989, somebody in East Germany at the wall there misunderstood some directions, some instructions, and opened the gate for the cars to come through. You let East Germans
Berlin Wall
collapse.
came down.
And then in time the Berlin Wall came. I know you're dying to do that, Mr. Dude. Now go ahead, you can break it down.
Berlin Wall
The
fell.
Berlin Wall, the fall of the Berlin Wall did not instantly make the Soviet Union collapse. It did not instantly end the Cold War, but it showed that the Soviet Union no longer had real tight control
That's right.
over Eastern Europe.
It's the cake is cut of pieces, never missed.
Right, because in the past, when countries like Hungary had tried to break free, the Soviets would roll in the tanks, put a stop to it, say "niet," and that would be the end of that. But this time, nothing happened, and so other groups started saying, even within the Soviet Union, started saying, "Oh, maybe we could do something like that too." We have the role of nuclear weapons. Both sides have these nukes, right?
I'm not afraid.
Okay, well, basically, you guys had enough to blow us up. We had enough to blow you guys up, but we're going to launch them like missiles. And so, but if we did, both sides would be destroyed, right?
Yeah.
And so it's best not to.
But I'll destroy you first.
Yeah, but my missiles are already on the way over. So it created a situation in which the nuclear missiles became a deterrent, something that kept us from going to war with each other. Take the mask off, Mr. Dudoff. It became a deterrent to war. Neither side wanted to have a nuclear war because it would mean that you may destroy the other side, but you would be destroyed also, and possibly the world too. We're going to skip proxy wars. You can ask about that in class if you'd like. You've got to be moving along. So we talked about the fall of the Berlin Wall. It results in German reunification. Eastern Germany and Western Germany, they come back together. Yeah, one country. All right? That happened the following year, 1990, or was it 91?
Still scary.
I can't remember. Still scary?
People were
Okay.
scared Germany's going to rise again, so that was a big thing. People said, they don't want it.
Way back then. Okay, so, but again, this showed that the Soviets really didn't have good control. It was sort of the beginning of the end of their control over Eastern Europe. And at the end of 1991, the Soviet Union did collapse for a variety of reasons. We can talk about those in class. Finally, we have 3 environmental problems to discuss very quickly. We have the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. So,
I saw the TV show.
there was a TV show. We have the explosion at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant
Boom.
in Ukraine,
Ukraine.
right? And it released what? Far and wide. The wind
Radiation,
blew.
yeah.
Radiation caused a lot of people get cancer,
Cows.
radiation sickness. Yeah, animals. It contaminated
Cows.
large areas.
I love cows.
It's terrible. They're nice, peaceful animals.
Yeah.
Yes. We have acid rain. Acid rain. So we got our forest here in Germany. We've got the Black Forest.
That seems
and,
kind of green.
You're going to bring us bad luck, Mr. Duda.
It's okay.
So,
This umbrella's already had bad luck. Look at that. It's all deflected.
so the acid rain is produced by the burning of fossil fuels, by cars and factories, and it mixes with the rain clouds and rains down. And of course, it is deadly to
Changes the
trees.
pH level so the fish can't live.
Oh, yeah, no, it's also harmful to fish and poisons streams and
Yeah.
lakes for the fish
Yeah.
and kills the trees.
Poor
So,
That's a dead tree.
okay. We have now, finally, our last topic, guys, air pollution in the United Kingdom. And we have the Great Smog, was it 1952?
Was it great? Was it really great?
Well, it was really big. That kind of great.
Big smog.
And the main thing to know is that to this day, the UK, especially London, continues to. It's a French World War I helmet, Mr. Dude. It's nothing to do with any of this.
The fog is going to get me.
All right, so there is basically everything you didn't know, guys. Air pollution, London caused by the burning of fossil fuels also, factories, people heating houses, all that. Guys, study. If you have any questions, let us know in school. Your teachers can help you. We hope you do really well. Don't forget to study. Red button.